Have you ever wondered what would happen to your body if you quit sugar? Well, I'm about to find out because I am going to quit sugar for the next month. So, you might think that why am I torturing myself like this? But actually, I am doing this for a couple of reasons. My first reason is that I want to help clear up my skin. So, my skin might look fine from here and on video, but I actually do have a lot of tiny bumps on my forehead, and I also struggle with breakouts, especially on my cheeks. And so I really want to quit sugar and see if it will help my skin, and I think it will because I have actually quit sugar in the past, and the most recent time I did it, I quit for about a week, and this was like less than a month ago. And this time when I did it, it wasn't like really properly. I was still having things with added sugar, like things like sauce with your food. You don't realize that has added sugar, but it does. And this time I wasn't like fully cold quitting sugar, but I was just like reducing it drastically, and I didn't have anything that was considered like sweet or sugary. It was just like the little added sugars and unexpected things. But this time I'm going to quit all added sugar for good. But when I quit for a week, I did notice that my skin was actually looking so much better, and it was clearing up. I know a week isn't enough for like your skin to fully clear up, but I noticed that I was getting a lot less breakouts, and my skin was just looking better in general. So I do think that quitting sugar can help me clear up my skin. But another reason I'm doing this is because I just want more energy, especially during Ramadan. If you're not Muslim or you don't know about Ramadan, it's basically where we fast from sunrise to before sunrise to sunset, and we can't eat anything and we can't drink water, and there are other things to fasting as well. But when it comes to in terms of sugar, I'm talking about eating during Ramadan. You cannot eat or drink, so you can't consume sugar until after we break the fast. And because I won't be eating majority of the day anyways, I feel like it might not be as difficult, because during the day when I'm out, like, I won't need to have anything containing sugar. I won't be eating anyways. And I do notice, like, when I'm out and about, it's easy to just grab a snack, just like a little thing, like maybe like a nut bar, and those usually have added sugars. So it's hard to grab anything else on the go that doesn't have added sugar, but because I'll be fasting, it might be a bit easier for me. But I just want to see if it can help me get more energy, because we can't eat or drink throughout the day. Usually you get very tired, fatigued, and you get very drained quickly. But I want to see if quitting sugar for Ramadan can help me feel more energized even during the time of day where I can't eat or drink. So that's another reason. Another thing is that I actually do get a really puffy face in the morning when I wake up, and I notice that there are two main reasons why. Number one, for me personally, it's not getting enough sleep, and number two is when I just have eaten really bad the day before. So if I had a lot of junk food, a lot of salty food, a lot of sugary foods, I wake up the next day with a puffy face. And overall, myself, I try to eat pretty healthy, and I don't really eat much junk food or really sugary or very salty things. But like when I do eat those things, I can notice a difference right away. So I want to see if quitting sugar can help me have less of a puffy face and feel less bloated overall. And this ties into health overall. I just want to become healthier, and I think that it's always a good thing to work on becoming healthier. Even if it's hard for you, you know it's the right thing to do, it's the right decision to make, and it'll benefit you in the long term. So of course I care about my health, and this is another reason why I want to see if quitting sugar can make a big difference to my health. And if I feel like it does, then I might, drastically reduce my sugar intake overall. But, I'll have to see first. But the last reason that I'm quitting sugar is because I want to prove to myself that I can do hard things, because quitting sugar is not easy. you get a lot of sugar cravings. And sometimes even when you're not craving it, sometimes it's just the situation. Maybe everyone is eating ice cream, you want some too, or maybe you're at someone's house and they made dessert and it looks so good and you want some, or it's hard for you to say no. There are a lot of reasons why it can be hard to say no to eating sugar. But I just want to prove to myself that I can do it no matter how hard it is. And if I prove to myself I can do this, then I'm proving to myself that I can do hard things no matter how hard they are. So those are my main reasons for quitting sugar. So the rules of this are that I can have no added or refined sugars. So things with naturally occurring sugars like fruits, I can have that. Carbohydrates, I can have that, even though it does convert into sugar, but as long as there's no added sugar in the actual product, that's fine. And I can use natural sweeteners. So instead of sugar, I might want to use honey or maple syrup or something else like that. Those are completely fine because those are, again, sweeteners from a natural source. So I can be having those, although I'm not going to try to have as many natural sweeteners because I just want to try like cutting back on the sweetness overall. Like I've heard a lot of people say that when you cut back on just eating a lot of sweet things, then actual like natural sweet things taste better to you, fruits taste better to you, and foods taste better to you overall. So maybe if I also cut back on the natural sweeteners, food will taste better, which I'm curious to see, but I will still be consuming natural sweeteners. And I'm honestly excited to see how this goes. Although it does seem difficult, I'm still excited to see the results and how I'll feel. And again, I do have past experience with quitting sugar, but I never quit it like cold turkey. Like I never fully quit. Actually, that past time where I quit for a week, that time it wasn't proper. But there was a time before that, like last year, it was like maybe 6 months ago, and I quit sugar completely for 3 days, like no added sugar at all. And I only did it for 3 days because okay, the reason why I did this for 3 days is because one day I ate so many brownies and I felt so sick. I felt like it was so sweet and I just I'm never eating sugar again. And so I actually quit for 3 days completely, no added sugar at all, and I felt great. But then after that I went on a trip, so it was very difficult not to consume any added sugars. So I did start consuming sugar again. But I noticed that although 3 days wasn't enough to really see much of a difference, I didn't feel bad at all. I actually felt great. Even though it was hard, I felt good. And the week where I quit, I felt really good. And I noticed a few changes as well, although I didn't completely quit. So I'm really excited to see how quitting sugar completely is going to affect my skin, affect my body, affect my mind. Am I going to be able to think more clearly? Am I going to be more energized? Is my skin going to clear up? And I'm also really excited to see how food will start tasting when I don't consume sugar. Like, will it taste better? Like, I'm excited for that. The only thing is that I'm kind of terrified for Eid, because for Eid, there's so many sweets, and it is sunnah to eat something sweet before you go to Eid prayer, but I can consume something that is naturally sweet. So I am going to be quitting for the next 30 days, and today is the 3rd day of Ramadan, so that means I'm also going to have no sugar on Eid as well. But it's actually not as hard for me to say no to desserts and stuff because I already have dietary restrictions, so I can't eat most of the things, like most of the desserts that people make anyways. But it's still going to be hard. So especially when everyone around you is eating sweets, and like on a special day like Eid, you want to celebrate. For those of you who don't know what Eid is, actually, it's like a celebration. It's a day for Muslims. It's a day after Ramadan ends, and Muslims, we come together, we celebrate. We usually have like lunch or dinner with many people invited. So that's what it is, and there's more to it, of course, but I'm just like summarizing it. But so yeah, I'm just curious to see how Eid will go, and I will keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to see how this 30-day journey goes. Bye.